The Democratic Unionist Party have said they will quit Stormont within a week if their demands over Brexit's Northern Ireland Protocol aren't delivered. The party's leader, Jeffrey Donaldson, said his party can't sit and pretend it's business as usual, and ministers would resign from their posts rather than implement further border checks on goods entering Northern Ireland from the rest of Great Britain. Joining me now is Kate Hoey, the former Labour MP and independent peer. We've had a bit of a reprieve again from the EU, haven't we, in the so-called sausage wars. But it's going to be a heck of a mess trying to sort this problem out. Is the DUP quitting Stormont going to actually aid that, though?
Well, of course, he didn't actually say, well, good evening and nice to be on the programme again. So Jeffrey has spent the last few weeks going round as a new leader of the largest party in Northern Ireland, speaking to the Unionist community and all sorts of people all over Northern Ireland. And I think what he has realised, of course, is that people in Northern Ireland now are very, very angry about the whole protocol and that this cannot go on as it is. What he said was that there would be some time. He's not pulling out of Stormont immediately, that he would give some more time for some changes, radical changes to be made. And of course, we saw recently the European Union, the British government, our government, actually extending the grace periods. But the grace periods only are stopping things getting worse. They're not actually changing the checks that are already happening. So companies in Great Britain are still not being able to send things to Northern Ireland. And what he also said today, which I think is even more important, what he basically said was the Belfast Agreement, the two strands of it, one was north-south and one was east-west. And because the east-west has been broken by the protocol, there was no point in continuing with that strand of north-south arrangements. So what they have said right away, they will pull out of all official relationships between the Republic of Ireland government and the Northern Ireland government. The question of Stormont, of course, even if the DUP were to say that they were pulling out, there wouldn't necessarily be an election straight away because the legislation allows for some time. And we have to remember, of course, that Sinn Féin pulled out of the Assembly and there was no Assembly for 3 years. But I think really today, the principle is that the DUP are saying to the United Kingdom government, our government, they have to make a choice between the protocol or the constitutional political arrangements in Northern Ireland. And I think that is the key message that I hope the Prime Minister will be listening to.
And if he does listen to that, does he actually have a choice? Is there anything he can do now to say to the DUP to essentially scrap the Northern Ireland Protocol? I mean, it's gone into international treaty. Is there wriggle room to duck back out of this?
Well, we have gone out of international treaties before, but obviously there is a section within the agreement, Article 16, that allows for change to be made if the criteria is met. Now, our government has already said that the criteria is being met, that societal problems are happening, economic problems, environmental problems, all being caused by the protocol, all affecting everyone in Northern Ireland, whatever their background or their religion. And therefore, Article 16 is at the stage where it could be invoked. But I think what the government has been trying to do is to hope that the European Union would realise that things only work in Northern Ireland if there's a feeling that there's a balance. And the balance has been completely swayed towards north-south. And all those people, the majority of people in Northern Ireland who are part of the United Kingdom, who feel British, who want to stay British, they feel that they are being abandoned by their government. And that's why no unionist elected politician from any of the unionist parties supports the protocol. Now, if that was the other way round, and it was no Republican or nationalist, I'm afraid what we've seen over the years is that the United Kingdom government will kind of listen to them much more than their own loyal subjects in Northern Ireland. So I think Jeffrey Donaldson has said the right things today. I hope it won't come to the stage where they will walk out of the Assembly. But we can't go on like this. These grace periods are just a nonsense. And all the European Union is hoping is that things will get bedded in, and that then it will get to the stage where just nothing can happen. And I don't think the people of Northern Ireland are going to allow that to happen.
Yeah, you and I both know that waiting for the EU to concede on anything is, well, frankly ludicrous. There's no point. So do you think it's about time now that Boris Johnson essentially pulls the trigger and says to the EU, enough's enough, and actually makes a really bold statement in activating Article 16 and saying, that's it, we're scrapping it, we're pausing it, it's not working for us, you're not listening to us, this is our country and we're going to protect it?
Yes, well, I think what we need is some kind of action rather than just warm words. And you're quite right. We know how the European Union behaves, even to countries still members of the European Union. Never mind those of us who have annoyed them so much by leaving. So I really do think that this is an opportunity for the Prime Minister to show that he hasn't lost his kind of strong mettle of being determined to do something when he knows that what has happened in the past has been wrong. He needs now to recognise that this can't go on. We've got to get the protocol finished. And if the European Union will not support changes that are completely radical, and we will do our best to protect the European Union's internal market, which is what they're concerned about goods passing over the Republic of Ireland. But the people of Northern Ireland, who are British, should not have to suffer for that. And so I'm hoping that the Prime Minister, having said that he wants to radically look at the protocol, will now realise that he hasn't got an awful long time before, I'm afraid things in Northern Ireland will get very, very difficult indeed. And I'm sure he does not want to go down as the Prime Minister who's actually seen the end of the Belfast Agreement.
Yeah, well, Kate, I agree with you on almost everything, apart from you saying that the EU is concerned about the goods moving down into the Republic of Ireland. Cynical old me rather thinks it's a little bit more political than that. I think you're just being kind. Kate, thank you so much for coming on. I always love speaking to you, and we'll have you back on soon.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.